Hello everybody, it's Larry. Welcome to today's video. This is the second in the series, or intro to the Ancestry, and what we're going to do today is we're going to bring in trees. Now in all of our beginner series videos, we're going to begin at the home page unless we have to cut off in the middle of something, just to let you know. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a family tree. Now there are a couple of ways to go about this, so we're going to talk about the easiest ways. Now you can just start right here and see it says Larry Jones. It's imported the name from here. I can click on that and begin the tree from here, but that's a little more confusing, difficult. We're going to always start and use the menu at the top. So let's talk about the menu at the top before we get going, because again, we're not assuming anything. If you click on Ancestry, that logo, it will always take you back to the home page, just like clicking home. However, on not all of your pages will you see this menu bar, but on almost every one of the pages you'll see the Ancestry logo. So it's very important to know that you can get back to home by clicking on this Ancestry logo up here at the top left. All right, so to begin our tree, we're going to click on Trees, and it gives us two options. We can start a new tree or upload a GEDCOM. Well, you're probably asking what a GEDCOM is, and well, that for good reason. We haven't made a tree, much less exported one to a GEDCOM file. So we'll talk about uploading one later when we get a tree, but for now we're going to create and start a new tree. So we're going to click where it says start a new tree. Now it's going to say, tell us a little bit about yourself to start your family tree, and it's going to kind of give you this little wizard, and it's going to import your name information. Notice that the menu's gone. That'll come up in a minute. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Now it imported my first and last name from the name first and last when I set up the account in the last video. I'm going to put in my gender, and see this red star? See, I can't click save because I haven't entered it. You will have to enter your birth year. So I'm going to go ahead and put my birth year in 1962, and I'm not going to enter place of birth. And see, there's not a red star, so that is optional, but I'm not going to put it. So I'm going to click save. Now, when I click save, it brings me up and it shows the tree right here, and it says add mother, add father. It says add people to your tree, and we'll start searching for historical records. Now, there is a glitch sometimes that when you click save, it will do nothing. Okay, and I'll show you probably how to do that in a later video, and that'll be an errors, tips and tricks on how to get around them. But sometimes you'll click save, and it will not change your page. If that occurs, and it's occurring to you while you're watching this video, go ahead and click this back arrow, because notice that there's no menu items up here. And that'll come up for everybody here in a second. Click back, and that'll take you to the other, and you probably have to click it again, and that'll take you to where you can get to a menu. And then we'll click on your tree. You'll see your tree name there, and you can do it. Now that's only if this error is out, and since we didn't get an error, I can't walk you through that. But it does happen sometimes, and it usually happens after you've created a tree. If you delete this tree and do it again, it does hit that error condition. So we're going to begin our family tree. For those that haven't hit the error and are stuck on that one page where it says save, 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 and you can't get off of it, we're going to click add father. Now, for those of you who know my story, I have three families. I was born Larry Basie, I was adopted Larry Jones, and with DNA tests I found out that I was a Brown. So I'm going to go with adopted family Jones, because that's my name right now. So I'm going to go ahead and put father as Joe, and I know his middle name was Bob, so I'm going to go ahead and put Bob in there, Joe Bob Jones. Now I can enter year's birth if I want. I will enter it because I want to get information that's pertaining to him. So 1941, and I'm going to click save. Again, if it locks up at any point when you click save, just back arrow back out of it and go to the menu options for the tree. And now I'm going to add my mother, and my mother is Linda and Wright. And then I'm going to add a birth year for her, and I'm going to click save. All right, so let's say that this is all I have for right now. Now, I do know the grandparents' information, and I can enter that. And if you do, it is okay to enter it here. I'm going to suggest that you probably don't, and I'll show you why now. So right here, you're kind of stuck. Even like those of you I said a while ago, if you click save and it didn't go anywhere, you're stuck. Now, even if you didn't, you're stuck. So this is kind of confusing because there aren't any menu buttons up here for you to click. There's really nothing for you to do here. You're like, okay, I got a tree, now what? So this is something they probably need to address, like anytime, go back and work with your tree. You go back here and you click the back button, And if you click the back button, it'll bring you back to the main page where you've got your entire menu. Okay, so we're going to click on tree, and notice that now it has our tree in here, Jones family tree. So we're going to click on that, and it's going to take us and show us the same tree that we entered just a moment ago. Now I'm going to enlarge that just a little bit so that you can see it. And so here we have me, and then we have my father, and we have my mother. And we've got these right here. We don't have any more information, but look at this green leaf, okay? In Ancestry, a green leaf means a hint. And hints mean that it has found information that potentially pertains to this person. So if I click on the person, see it says 3 ancestry hints. I can click on where it says 3 ancestry hints, and it'll actually see where it hovers up and it says view all hints for this person. Okay, so I'm going to click on view the hints for this person. And now here it says there's 3 hints. There's 3 hints for my mother. And it says Linda and Margaret Basie, marriage in Texas to Joe Bob Jones. Now remember I said my mother's first marriage was to a Basie. I was born a Basie, adopted a Jones, and became a Brown. Well, Basie is an extremely rare name. Okay, so that is indeed my mother's marriage license to Joe Bob Jones. Now, a little bit of side note irony. I had asked my mother all growing up when she married Joe, and I never got an answer because when I was young, before anybody knew I was adopted, if she'd have told me the truth, it was going to tell the truth that I was adopted. So that was hidden from me until I was 24. Now, that being the case, this information was never known even afterwards, because when I asked my mom afterwards, there were some problems with her story about being married to Dwight and what happened there. And in order to keep the story straight, it was just, I don't know. So in the course of making of this video, for the first time in my life, I got the answer to the question, when did my mother marry Joe? That's just, I just want to share that with you. This is a little personal moment here. I never knew the answer to this question. And so this one, I actually had to stop making the original videos and take 3 days off because this is the first time I found that information. Now here, my mom was adopted into the Wright family. Okay, she was adopted at age 5, and she was, a Wright. So here it shows her entire name, Linda Margaret Wright, and it shows birth in San Francisco, California. So that is information that we can add to that tree. So we'll talk about that in a subsequent video on how to take these hints to another tree. Now, the problem with doing it right now, and the reason I don't do it right now, if I click on review, let's say I want to see this. So let's say I click on it and I want to see this. It's a new account. I don't have a subscription. If I want to see those records, I'm going to have a subscription. Now, they do give you a free trial. You can get 14-day free trial. That being said, there are ways to see the collections, some of the collections anyway, for free. And there's other, ways of doing it. So we're going to work for a while without a subscription, go as far as we can, and then at a point we will come back to a subscription. Now, remember when I told you that not all the pages on Ancestry carry a menu with you? Well, this is one of those. You're trapped right here, okay? There is no menu to click on trees to do anything. So see the logo? Remember I told you the logo will always take you back to the home page. So if you click on that, notice it goes from the mouse pointer to the hand. That's the link. Click on it. It'll take you back to the home page. So if you get lost on the Ancestry website, just remember the Ancestry logo in the top left-hand corner is your friend. All right, that's all we have for this video, and we'll pick it up in the next one.